Hello viewers, Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. How are we all today? Wherever you are in the world when you're watching this, a huge shout out to you. Thank you for tuning in. I have said for a while now that I will look at whether or not the US is being supported by passed over presidents. When I tuned, and I've had Teddy, it is absolutely Teddy Roosevelt that has come through. When I tuned into this for this reading, of course, he turned up again. He's very keen to try and help. And I also got an image of a dog with like a dog whose name might have been Pluto. It sort of had stars around his neck. I also got the Grim Reaper as well. So what that is telling me, I'm just going to pull up a photo of him, that passed over presidents, or indeed the collective consciousness, is very concerned about the amount of people that are passing during this pandemic and the lack of action from Trump. It's almost like a karmic cycle that he set up for himself, that because he has not cared, because he's actually done things to jeopardize American lives, that there is a very I'm hearing that he's going to have to pay for that. I'm hearing that his inaction will have consequences. There's also stuff around the ending of things, the ending of eras, the need for change. Let me just call up an image of him there. This is definitely him that's come forward and has been in my face. I also feel he would have been he turned up on a horse. So I do feel that he would have been around horses, but he also had a dog, a very favourite pet. Now let me just go to the image. It's taking me to Wikipedia. I don't want to go to Wikipedia. I just want his image. Just bear with me for a minute. Okay, now yeah, here he is in his pioneering. So I've just got that image of him, and he is in jodhpurs and riding boots. So yeah, it's no wonder he turned up on a horse. I think he loved that feeling of I don't know where he grew up, but there is this feeling of being at one with animals. This is somebody who was a master of things, and he liked to master things. What is that? Is that a dam there that he was responsible? Yeah, he was responsible for getting through, I think, a lot of change in a short time. So let's have a look at, yeah, I'm just seeing that river. He's showing me that river. I'll have to do some research post this reading. All right, so building things, building bridges, opening up passages, a lot of work in a short time. Okay. All right, so let's have a look. Yeah, it was just always, I'm seeing people, men, obviously, it was back in that era, around a table doing deals, getting things done, an era of progress, and everything was on progress. That was his vision. He had it firmly and squarely in his mind, and he knew where the destination was, and he was single-mindedly going for it, and he was not going to be deterred at all. So why have you shown up here today, Mr. President? Why have you come many times into my view? So he's pacing now. He's showing that he's worried that it's a wind back, and this was his message to me before. He's worried about this trend toward regression, toward winding back progress. That is an antithesis to who he was and everything he stood for. And he's showing me the corruption there. He's really concerned about this high level of corruption that is being buried, that that is being hidden, so that it's like a street that, that is being clean. They're going to leave an impression that there wasn't this corruption, but it's been cleaned up and buried and hidden, or it is being buried and hidden at the moment. Okay, so I'm just going to ask him what he thinks of Donald Trump. He's saying he's a puppet. He's a puppet and a clown. And that clown persona of Trump's hides a very sinister face. And we all know that we've all seen Stephen King, haven't we? So there are who is he a puppet? The Stephen King clown movie. That's what's coming to mind. Who is he a puppet for? Okay, so people or an organisation who have been controlling things for a very long time, because he's showing me the hourglass, which is a symbol that I've been seeing. It's time for a new start. It's time to break away from this corruption. It's time, and it's going to take, now he's showing me a rowboat, and many hands on deck, many people needing to shift this corruption, to move on from this corruption. And they have to be single-minded in it as well. There has to be a huge reform. And he said that he would have got, like, he's showing me what it took for him to move things forward. And he's saying similarly it's going to need the United States to do that and take, it's like it's in a nosedive. It's like the plane, and it's like a tiger moth that is showing me. It's like going down. It's in the decline. It's going to hit the ground. And to reverse that is going to take a huge effort to bring things forward. And if they can come out of that nosedive, if they can put their backs to the wheel, if they can, all hands to the deck, speaking in this kind of, that kind of energy, if they can do that and be single-minded in it, then the plane won't crash, and it will be an instrument for the rest of the world to use. An instrument for the rest of the world to use. An instrument. Okay. All right. So, are there people? Yes, he's saying, answering my question before I even get a chance to verbally express it. There's a cavalry of people, because he keeps talking in this kind of, it's like the West. That whole mythology of opening up the West and the progress. He's talking about there's a cavalry of support for this change in the afterlife, and he's showing me Mount Rushmore. He's showing me passed over presidents of both Republican and Democrat and other parties as well. I don't know what he means by that, but they are co-joined into to bring that energy, that need for change. The other side of Trump is he is a puppet. He's also a puppet and a tool for the universe to use as well, to expose what is hidden. What is hidden and what needs to change. The politics has become dirty. It's so serious that we couldn't up until Trump see the dirt on the street, because they were forever sweeping it away into the gutters. and it was literally growing, piling up, and we are at this point where there needs to be change. Now, he's warning me, saying it's not going to be easy, and it's not going to be without its dangers. But he says nothing worthwhile ever is easy, and it does require that effort. So he came through here because he wanted to speak. He's very showing me pacing again, back and forth, back and forth. He's got a watch and he's looking at it. And this is often when people need to get an urgent message through. This is often what they will do. They will start to tap the watch. It's gravely serious. He says it's gravely serious that there needs to be this change. Otherwise, there's that danger of the plane, nosediving even further. We need to start pulling it up now. It's not going to end once the election has been held. All of these things will still be there, because underneath I'm being shown, it's like an underground sewer type thing. It's coming up to the surface, and there needs to be this total clean out, and that's not going to happen overnight. It needs committed and fearless leaders. I feel that Biden will be a bridge to change. He may not be the one that accomplishes the change, but he'll lay a foundation for change. What comes out post-election will help the future. So when the administration changes, when we're able to see what's underneath the streetscape, that will also, the need for reform will be very clear, but it will need to have unity in order to accomplish that. And I do feel that Biden will lay the foundation for that. He said otherwise, if this isn't accomplished now, the United States will be no more. So it's that serious. And indeed, once you see that breaking up of the United States, then the power structures change across the world, and that will have impacts that will overlay everything across the world. It will change what we know of as our world. So this election is absolutely critical to accomplish the first step along that road to change. Once a new administration comes in, then that change can begin. So you can see now that Trump, being the puppet, both of the universe and of this dark, unseen power, corruption, was to bring us the face of evil, was in order for us to see the face of evil. Okay, so, and the face of what is corrupt power and what is not corrupt power. We had to see the contrast very clearly. Of course, there are grey areas in between, and he's smiling. He's saying, you can't be so naive as to think that there isn't. But going down the Trump path with the puppet, the clown, Trump the puppet, going down that path, the sewer, or what is below that streetscape, would have become the landscape. So there's a lot more exposure of that. I don't want to swear, but there's a lot more exposure of the sewer, let's just say the sewer that needs to come out yet, and let's see if it will, if justice will be done. So we've got an emotional, we've got the Ace of Cups, so there's going to be a lot of emotion to see that justice is done. And politicians won't be able to ignore that. Again, Trump is this puppet also of the universe. He's so violently despised, he's so despicable, that if he were to get off scot-free, if any administration tried to bury his corruption, they would fail. And that's why he was an instrument of the universe as well, as a puppet of this. It is money. It is money and greed. It's the devil card. Okay, all right. So, what else can we go ahead? He loves to go ahead to the future. He says he's been there a lot, and he's been accompanied with this dog Pluto. So he's giving me that energy of Pluto, death and rebirth, transformational energy, is where we are at the moment. If we stay loyal, if we stay patriots, then you will be able to get through in America. That is what is going to count, is the love of the country over the partisanship. So he's showing me that in very clear terms. And he's saying that America will keep its allies in the future, providing there's a change of administration, and together that order is strong and the most stable, because everything in the at the moment is changing. He's saying we are talking about going to the future, we are in a state of flux. Let me see if I can see some images. Yeah, okay. So there will be a period when post-election when we need to rest. There will be and then of course the work starts. So I'm also seeing development of there's been too much development of the natural environment, and there will be a depopulation. He's showing me very clearly a depopulation. It's like he's showing me lots and lots of bodies, people, and the light is only falling on a certain amount, and then there are other populations in darkness. So as a result of natural disasters, the Earth's population will change in the future. We have to retreat from this, develop at all costs, and particularly showing me the rainforests. He's saying that depletion of those rainforests by developers will have it will be consequential. We will feel, and I'm getting a draw to earthquakes. This is upsetting the balance that the order that we have in the environment now. Depletion of environment, of the natural environment, will lead eventually to depopulation to populations being wiped out. Okay, so there are tough times, and there's going to be a strong leadership needed. This isn't the time for a puppet or a clown as a leader, and people understand that. People know that. We all know things intuitively. We can feel it. We can all see ahead. He's saying this is something that Nostradamus also said. We can all see ahead. We know in our hearts and in our minds what lies in front of us, and we know what we need to do. We know what we need to do. We've been flirting with danger, he's saying, and we're seeing where that's taking us. All right, so let's have a look at. Let's go forward. Let's go forward to 2024. They're going to be hard years between now and then. Regardless of the outcome of the election, it's going to be hard. Will the United States survive? It's in that nosedive. Will the United States survive? Will the United States survive? United States survive. The death card. So this could be the pandemic as well, a depopulation that he was talking about. The natural order being upset, and of course the amount of people across, not just in the United States, but this can also be an ending as well, and it could be that there could be a movement of some states wanting to break away. In fact, there already is. The ending of cycles is the universal meaning here, I think, that he's trying to give us. And also we've got the king losing his crown. So we've got the end of it's almost like it has to be these leaders who aren't, and we've got a chasm behind us, some kind of cliff or chasm. Yeah, leaders who aren't doing the right thing, particularly by the environment. There's going to be a big litmus test there. There's an ending of cycles here, crossed by the King of Swords, a need to cut away the old. So, will the United States survive? It's in transformation at the moment. It's in transformation, and it has to be. Look at the truth there, the king holding the sword. We have to see what's below that streetscape. The Queen of Swords is the foundation of the reading. This is a changing of energy. It's a changing of energy in some way. Let me bring the laptop down. This is moving to a female president in time. I do feel, because I looked at 2024 as well. Okay, so yeah. In the past, we've got illusion and delusion, people labouring under this illusion that everything was okay, that everything was going to just go along as it always has. No, it's not. There's an ending here. And this is a divine justice as well in the sky. And this justice, this Libran energy, is holding the sword of the truth, as is the king, as is the queen. We are seeing the truth of what is supposedly a United States of America. We are at the crossroads. You are at the crossroads, including the world. Everything is being investigated. Everything is being exposed. The foundation of the reading is you've got a chance. This fool is starting again, but it's a very perilous journey. What's the environment around? Delusion again. Needing to do the shadow work, needing to look at what is below that streetscape, needing to bring things to the surface. That is the energy of this time. The hopes and fears, it has to be around leadership and taking control. Now we've got the Nine of Cups. Yes, it will, even though there may be talk of some states wanting to break away, we've got the Nine of Cups being a breakthrough, miracles, wish fulfillment. Let's see what is clarifying that is the lies and the deception. We're seeing the lies and the deception. So unless, and the secrets being kept. Okay. So unless, so it's crossroads time. Will the United States exist in the future? It's ending. The old ways are ending. Justice is in the sky. The outcome card is the Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment, miracles, breakthroughs, clarified by the deceit and deception and lies. And we've got the something coming into vision. So if justice is done, if that truth is exposed, there is a chance. There is a chance. But as he said, and to quote him, all hands to the wheel, all all people to the deck. I do feel that the future is going to include, if the United States is going to thrive, it has to bring through this feminine energy. It's got to move away, it's got to cleave away, it's got to cut away from the past. So at the base of the pack, we've got the Three of Wands and the Six of Pentacles, but also this Devil card. So what the US does overseas and on the world stage is particularly relevant at this time. They always have to change, and that includes everything. Everything that's been done in the past, it's all up for review. And it is a karmic cycle that is occurring at the moment, and it is a downfall, and it is decreed. It is decreed. Why? Because there has been an abuse of power and people must look at things differently. However, the good news is that if justice is done, if those scales are balanced, if there is a will, there will be a way. All right, final words. Let's pull from an oracle deck. Excuse me, I should have had these organised beforehand. So I'm just using my Radiant Rider Waite. Let's just see here. Final words, please. Final words. You went to great pains to, that he's holding up that sword. And he said it's going to be a battle to achieve the justice, but justice must be done. Justice must be done. All right. Can only be done with that truth. Okay, final words, please. President Roosevelt, Teddy Roosevelt, final word. He's sitting by the fire with his dog, with the head in the lap. He's in a coat, like a retiring coat, something you would have worn in the evening when you took your suit jacket off. And he's sitting by the fire. Let's have a look. Final words, please. Final words. He's saying that the eye of the universe is always watching, and there's always change needed. And so, it's like everything has to come to the surface. Sometimes it's like a mountain breaking through the ocean to form an island, a safe haven. This is a continual process of transformation. All right, so show me the energy that we are in. Okay, Coyote, needing to be smart on your feet as well, needing to be able to recover after misfortune. And Thunder, there is great misfortune at the moment, in more ways than one. For the individual, there is a lot of healing needed. For countries, there is a lot of healing needed because of this cunning, this leadership that has taken us down the wrong way, that has diverted us from progressing. It is a journey, he's saying, the journey that we're on, and it is part of that falling away, this transformation, because we all want this abundance. We all want to be sitting in this abundant energy, and all of us, we all need to be on the journey, and that is the wisdom that is gained when this abundance is only for a few. We all grow wiser, and this is again what is happening at the moment with this thunder energy for the collective. And we've got Freedom, the eagle. So this is a beautiful image for him to leave, because the eagle, as I understand it, is your emblem, your totem. The eagle, freedom, finding freedom. It's all about freedom. Okay. And at the base of the pack, we've got the fire energy. He's talking about aiming your inspiration, aiming your staff, aiming your passion and inspiration toward this. All right, that is the medicine, and this is what we're seeing at the moment. So much inspiration and passion, leading me to be very optimistic and hopeful that there will be those good people that will be inspired to right the ship. All right, I'll leave that there. Thank you for tuning in, everyone.